All right, I'm Brandon Pichette, your Huntington's warrior. The Huntington's warrior. I like that better. I've been doing a whole bunch of things, which equal up to actually a whole bunch of nothing. Since my neuroplasticity, realizing everything that happened via that. Well, great stuff. I added too many things on top of my plate, and I fell into a really bad depression for months because of it. I didn't realize that it was very slow. It was very methodical the way it turned me into somebody who couldn't really survive, not a survivor at all. I was super depressed and didn't realize it at all for months. It was one of those things, I felt like I could do a ton of things, so I did a ton of things that helped lots of people. I volunteered for this, that, and the other because I felt like I could because of the neuroplasticity gains that I've had. I added lots of things onto my plate over and over and over, and it was good for a while, but then I got to a point where I kept saying yes when I should have been saying no sometimes, and it hurt me to do that because I wanted to help other people. Because that's what I love to do. I love to help other people and inspire them to help themselves. That's me. So depression came very slowly, very quietly, just crept right up, and it put me into a stranglehold, and I didn't realize it. It made me turn little tiny molehills into giant mountains that I couldn't get across at all. It took me forever to get across these guys. Once I realized what was happening, and it took months, and lots of like, hey, wake up type of things. Once it took me months to figure that out, and once that happened and I realized that, oh, okay, now I can fight it. But for months, I had no idea what was happening. So I couldn't fight it. I didn't know how to fight it. But now I know, and I'm getting back into counseling and changing some other things, adding a little bit more medicine, and also living more of a harsher, more of a self-disciplined, more self-disciplined life, but not too much. I'm still jovial, still laughing at everything like I do. I have a really dark, gallows sense of humor. And the neuroplasticity brain stuff, my brain is still awesome. My brain is still huge right now. And so long as I use my core, I can do anything. Physically, I can do anything, honestly. But mentally, it is a struggle. It's nighttime quite often in my head, but if I get out and do other things and be with other people, even though I'm super anxious about things like that, Huntington's wants me to be anxious, wants me to be alone. When I'm alone, oh man, it takes right over. And then I jump into my addictions, which are the food things or buying things online, buying things here and there. Buying new things gives me like 2 seconds of pleasure, and that's like, oh, that's gone. And the same thing with food, especially the desserts. Cookies, cakes, and ice creams. Oh, I've got this, I'll have a little bit here. Oh no. And then tomorrow I'll have a little bit more, and then actually I'll have a little bit more. Or I'll buy a few more extra little things for somebody else or myself. Things that aren't needed at all, but a huge waste in my mind. But me not realizing that I'm wasting so much. And all these little things just kept adding up to things that I couldn't do. And so I got overwhelmed with everything. I just kind of had the F-its really badly. I just didn't even care. I thought that was the end for a couple months, actually. So I started eating poorly and not really working out. And I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I thought. So I started eating really poorly and didn't work out as much, and definitely felt really poor because of it. But now that I've realized all this stuff and I've fought through the depression because I see it for what it is, I know what to do. Granted, so long as things don't overwhelm me like they do. So now I talk a lot more and am a lot more open with my wife and everyone else around here. So they know if I'm overwhelmed with things. And I get overwhelmed with things a lot, but so long as I stay real chill and don't get too depressed and don't, not too hard on myself, but pretty hard. Instilling left and right limits. I can go this way for right now. I can't go 10 steps this way or 5 steps that way. I just gotta stay in my lane and do my little things, then help everyone else. And it works out well if I do those things in that order. I have a ton of information to give everybody because I still physically, oh man, that I literally don't even understand how this happens to me, how this is happening, how this is working. But physically, I feel absolutely wonderful. So long as I use my core to talk, use my core to walk, use my core to, I walk around when I drink. When I drink water, I walk around. I walk around when I eat because it makes me use my core. So all these things I'm gonna start incorporating into some videos for everyone to see what I'm doing and how I'm doing and how we can stay together and just bring each other to higher and higher levels and be better and continue to fight the good fight, because you're worth it, I'm worth it, and life is awesome, life is beautiful, and I love all of you. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful day.